Hello, beauties. Welcome to Moms Unboxed, a podcast where I unbox with you the how-tos, tips, and tricks to empower women to upgrade relationships, intimacy, and parenting. I'm your host, Melanie Caroline, a multi-dimensional woman, life coach, lover, and mom who's made a lot of fucking mistakes. If you want to live a sensual and liberated life, you've come to the right space. Don't forget to follow Moms Unboxed because you don't want to miss an episode. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Moms Unboxed. How are you ladies doing this week? DM me at Moms Unboxed Podcast. I'd love to hear how you're doing. What are you struggling with in life? What are you loving right now? Let's hear all the things. I'm here to listen. If you know a mama or a friend who is struggling to live a passionate life, who is struggling to embody her sensuality, you send her this episode because this episode we are talking about having and living a sensual, embodied life. Now, I know it's not sexy or even sensual to have two little children clawing at your legs, screaming up at you, or a teenager who's telling you to fuck off because they don't like the fact that you're putting a restriction on their PlayStation games. Hopefully your child's not telling you to fuck off, but if they are, we should talk about that. So living a sensual life doesn't mean that everything is always fucking perfect or pretty or things are going well all the time. It simply means that you are embodying life in a way that is activating your senses. It's an energy. It is the way you feel inwardly, even if what's going on outwardly are puking babies and dishes all the time. It is an embodiment of just this sensual feeling of joy and pleasure that, yes, my children are young. They don't understand how to communicate fully yet, but oh my gosh, they are so sweet and so loving and so cute. And I am their world. And I get to be that person that they get to rely on and lean on. And I'm going to find joy in that. So, in short, you find the joy even in the times that are unjoyful. Does that make sense? So, in your life, you get to be that sensual woman because remember, ladies, you're not just a mom. You are you, just as I am not just a podcaster. I'm not just a mom. My name is Melanie Caroline, okay? And I get to decide how I want to live in this world. It's easy to focus on the things that are going wrong. It's easy to decide to just have a shitty attitude or be upsetting or even exhausted, because being exhausted as a mom is a real thing. But there are things that you can do within your day to bring out that sensual, embodied enjoyment. Okay. So let's start by practicing mindfulness. What is mindfulness, you might ask? Mindfulness is being in the present moment with what is. It's not about changing the circumstance or situation, but it's being present with yourself, with your partner, with your children. I'll give you an example. I was watching my twins swim and I was exhausted. I literally just didn't want to go. But seeing their faces, they're smiling, them jumping in the water, noticing the progress from where they were this past summer to where they were now. And I was being mindful of their faces and that joy and the instruction that they were being provided. And that brought me so much joy. And pretty soon, I wasn't even focused on the thought that I was tired. I was so much in the moment of what was happening that I was like, oh my gosh, this is bringing me so much joy right now. So I know many of us mamas, we're running around, we're doing the errands, we barely have time to get our nails done. Now, being present is practicing mindfulness. And even when you're doing the dishes, you might not want to be doing those dishes, but focus on that warm water that's hitting your hands. And it reminds you of the long shower you get to take after you put those kids to bed, and the joy that it's going to bring you to experience the massage that you give your scalp, the smell of the body wash that you're going to use to wash your beautiful body. And it's like, yes, I can be present with those dishes, and it reminds me of something that I really enjoy. And pretty soon those dishes and that water hitting you and the suds and the aroma of the dish soap, it brings you in that present moment. And how amazing is it that you get to wash your dishes? Like, you have dishes to wash. That's amazing. There are people in this world who can't afford dishes. They can't even afford food. And I think sometimes in our own stress, we forget the abundance that we have in our life. And when we're practicing mindfulness, we are reminded with gratitude all that we have. Yes, you might have screaming kids, but in that moment, oh my goodness, they are screaming at you, because let me tell you, as a mother of teenagers, they don't scream at you because they need something. They're screaming at you because they're mad at you. But how amazing is it that you get to be that source? You get to be that answer, and you get to experience that with hearing them, seeing them, feeling them, being able to pick them up and hold them against your chest. And even as your teenager, you get to experience their laughter, their personality, the way they get to mature, the way you get to joke around with them, and you get to be mindful in that space with them. You get to be in that moment. That is amazing. That is embodying sensuality. And I'm not talking about sensuality as in like sex or desire or anything. I'm just saying you get to experience life through your senses. And that is amazing. You get to experience your children through your senses. I read this book like a decade ago. I wish I remembered the title, but she talked about how it's easier for us to remember the negative moments, right? Because they're hitting our senses and our emotions like big waves, right? You experience something that pisses you off, and you get this wave of anger, wave of frustration, wave of sadness, and it stays in your body because those emotions are so penetratable into our cells, right? Well, we don't always hold on to the moments that bring us joy. And unfortunately, in this day and age, I feel like moments that bring us joy and happiness, they're fleeting. We're like, oh, we're happy, we're feeling this, until the next thing happens and we're pissed off and we're holding on to resentment, regret, shame, guilt, upset. But when we hold on to that joy and that happiness and we truly close our eyes, this is what the author said, truly close your eyes. When you are experiencing a moment of joy and happiness, think about how the air smells. So we're going to use the swimming pool as the example, watching my kids swim. I could smell the chlorine. I could smell the water, the warmth of the air. And then I could hear, right? I can hear my children laughing, shouting, having a good time. They're giggling at their instructors. And when I open my eyes, I can see the laughter. I can see their eyes are just vibrant. They're full of life. They are loving this. I couldn't really taste anything, to be honest. Like the warm air filling my mouth, right? The moisture in the air from all the water. But when you're eating a dinner with your family that you're proud of, you're enjoying the family meal, you can remember that meal and what it tasted like, the texture in your mouth, the smell through your nose, your family giving such gratitude for that meal. They're laughing, they're sharing about their day. These are the moments that creates this sensual life filled with gratitude. You're taking your kids to the swings to push them on the swing, and you're teaching them how to kick front and backwards, and they're laughing, or they're telling you, Mom, I'm scared, because they're like off the ground. They're getting to experience this liberating moment of like, wow, I'm becoming more independent because now they've learned how to swing and they don't need you to push them. Wow. Like, you get to be in that moment, taking it in with all your senses. You're closing your eyes and you're remembering this moment. That is amazing. And so embodying a sensual life of joy is not as hard as it seems if we practice mindfulness, if we practice actually being in the moment, being in our body, memorizing what you're seeing, what you're tasting, what you're hearing, what you're touching and experiencing. This goes beyond just, pleasure. And we can have a whole nother episode on experiencing sensuality, pleasure in the bedroom. Believe me, girl, I got lots to tell you on that. But this is about your life. This is about you not focusing on the shit that's pissing you off or the things that are exhausting you, even though, honey, I know that's very real. But can you shift your mindset? Can you say, fuck, I'm exhausted, but it's because I have 2, 3, 1 beautiful child, an amazing partner. I have an exceptional job where I get to laugh with my coworkers and be around people. Yes, this is my life. And at times I am exhausted, but oh my gosh, I get to feel this in my body and it brings me so much joy. I'll give you another example. When I have burlesque today, like the day I'm recording this, and I don't like getting ready. I hate jeans. I want to wear sweatpants and a sweatshirt all the time. But for burlesque, like, I need to change, right? I need to at least put on a sport bra and a pair of leggings, or a pair of shorts. And no, am I always feeling confident? No. But am I brave and courageous? Yes, absolutely. I am super brave to be putting on a performance for an audience, practicing a dance, and embodying this persona, this character that I am developing for my act. And I get to embody this energy of like this mysterious Dr. Evil badass babe who literally is going to be the doctor for all your desires. And she's like, kind of like, I don't know, she's mischievous. And that is fun. That is sensual because I feel it in my body. I feel the energy. So tomorrow when you wake up, can you find an object, a ring, a necklace, a piece of clothing, earrings, the way you do your hair, the way you do your makeup? Do it differently. What is the energy that you want to embody and experience that through your senses? When you're putting on your perfume, who are you embodying in that moment? What does she smell like? What does she look like? What does she dress like? When you're putting on your lotion, it's like, ooh, yes, I am sensual. I am sexy. Even when I'm wearing my mom pajamas, my sweatpants, like, I am this person. I hold my head high. I look at people in the eyes. I don't shy away from having conversations because I want to be more open and curious about my place in the world and what does that look like. experiencing that through your senses. If you're tired of being that, and I'm speaking for myself here too, okay? You're tired of being the mom who like cooks microwaved meals or corn dogs in the oven, and you're like, I want to experience more taste in my mouth. And what kind of person do I need to embody so that I can be a better chef? Okay, what does she want to wear an apron? Does she plan her meals ahead of time? Does she taste her meals before actually serving them? Because that's something I used to never do. Like, I don't want to taste my food, but I'll serve it to you. Now I'm like, no, I want to taste this fucking art that I'm creating that I feed my family with. Like, that sounds amazing. Do you put on a cute little chef hat? Do you listen to a certain type of music while you're cooking to get you in the vibe? Right? What do you want to experience in your day to day to be more sensual in your life? You're tired of that dry spell with your partner? Girl, who do you want to embody? You want to embody like a sensual, sexy, open for love and sex type of woman. What does she look like? What does she dress like? What does she smell like? Do you play with food? Like, do you make some whipping cream and just play with that in the bedroom? Because that sounds fun, right? Like, how do you take that time out of your busy day to make sure that your needs and your desires are being met and have fun with it? Like, that's the part we're missing, I feel like, through our sensual life experience is embodying fun. And you're like, yeah, screaming kids aren't fun. Teenagers yelling at you is not fun. No, it's not. No, it's not. But that is not the entirety of your life. And sometimes we hold on to things, right? We hold on to like the upset of our children being mad at us. We hold on to the exhaustion and like just go binge out on the couch instead of like doing a beautiful self-care routine, like a facial, taking a bath and like, okay, let me slough off this exhaustion. Let me slough off this fucking irritated energy that I've been holding on to, and let me transmute that. You might still be tired doing it, but I promise you that it will not be on the forefront of your mind anymore. Just like when I took my kids to the pool, man, I was tired, but being in that moment, watching them have so much fun and learning how to swim, let me tell you, ladies, I was not thinking about how tired I was. And you can do the same as well. You can say, you know what? I don't want to binge Netflix tonight. I want to wash my face, feel a hot washcloth against my pores, put on my skincare. I want to put on a cute ass lingerie outfit and text my partner to come to the bedroom after he puts away the kids. And we don't have to do anything, but I can be that sensual woman and I can surprise myself and be embodied in the energetics of whatever it is you want to be in. Goddess energy, mischief, badass, hot, sexy, mama energy. Like, no, we're going to take that word out. Mama, no. Mama's for the kids. No, you are you. You are that sexual, sensual, goddess, mischievous woman. Like, you can be whatever it is you want to embody as long as you're doing it through the senses. So, sometime this week, I want you to pick an evening or a morning, whatever time of day it is, and do something for yourself that is embodying the energetics of the person you want to be. So if you're like, no, I really want to have sex tonight. What does a woman wanting sex tonight look like? What does she feel like? What does she smell like? What is she wearing? Is she wearing jewelry? Is she not wearing anything? Like, think about that woman. If you are the mama who's like, I want to be the mom that does crafts with my kids and not be like irritated at the same time. Cool. What do you have to do within your body, within your environment to do that? So maybe it's like creating a craft space on your dining table. You're going to get yourself a cup of tea, something that's soothing, something that's like, okay, I'm going to give me this energy. Maybe it's making a fucking drink or having a glass of wine, smoking some J. Like, what is it you need to do to like refresh yourself, hit the reset button so that you can have more fun with the kids? Maybe it's playing like fun Halloween music. It is that time of year. Playing fun Halloween music in the background and doing a fun Halloween craft, which fucking reminds me, I have not even done that this year. I have not been in the holiday mood. I didn't even decorate for Halloween. I told the kids, I said, are you guys okay with me not decorating for Halloween this year? They said, yes, but we still want to go trick-or-treating. Obs, like I will definitely be taking you trick-or-treating. But I'm just like not energetically here with Halloween. And it's okay to recognize that too. If you're like, no, I'm just not in the space to do XYZ, girlfriend, that is okay. Ask yourself, what are you in the space to do? You know, what is it you want to improve on right now? For me, I need to eat better. I'm not eating all day long and then I'm fucking binging. Like I'm literally gorging like my meals so fast that it creates an upset stomach. Okay, that is something I want to improve, which is why I use the cooking example, because I literally went to ChatGPT. I said, create me 5 soups with their ingredients. And then I went to the Walmart app and I ordered all my groceries and picked that shit up. Okay, let me tell you, that was the least stressful thing I have ever done. I am so happy that I did that. And that was me embodying the quick, efficient mom who now has 5 soups that she can make this week that are going to be absolutely delicious because I need to fuel my body with better food. And I need to do that for my kids too. So after I'm done recording this, I'm going to put on some cool music. I am going to get my pots and pans out and I'm going to cook chicken noodle soup today. And I am excited because I am embodying a person, a mother, who cares more about her cooking than throwing corn dogs in the oven. Because literally that's what I did yesterday. So it's really about not feeling defeated, not being judgmental towards yourself, not shaming yourself, not feeling the guilt. It's more about what it is you want to embody and how to do that for yourself. Because honestly, let's all agree here. When you are better for yourself, you're a better mom, you're a better partner, you're a better friend, coworker. You just have to realize the answer starts within. And that's why experiencing life through your senses is of the utmost importance. And this is not something that happens overnight. This is something that you get to decide you want to do and you work at it a little bit at a time. Because we all know if you overwhelm yourself with goals, that shit's just not going to happen because you can't change a habit in a week. Like it takes a bit longer than that. I'm still trying to take my vitamins, okay? And that shit's been going on for a year. And I suck at it because I hate taking pills. So there's just things that you have to recognize you want to improve on. And how can you embody the energetics of the person that actually does that? If you have any questions, if you need some coaching around this, please hit me up at Moms Unboxed podcast. I would love to hear from you because you are capable and it's okay to ask for help. Okay? It is okay to ask for help. And that includes your partner and your kids. Explaining to them what it is you're experiencing, what it is you want to experience, needs to be shared so that you all can be on the same page. Because let me tell you, people are not mind readers as much as we wish or think that they should be. They're just not. We have to be willing to share our experience and what it is we're going through and what it is we would like ourselves to transform into or evolve within the family dynamics, within your life. And you get to experience all of your life through your senses, really embodying and practicing having those good moments, good memories that will last you a lifetime. I loved learning how to swim. I still remember myself in the pool in Issaquah learning how to swim because I was having so much fun and I was challenging myself. And you can still do this as an adult. You want to embody a sensual woman who feels liberated and unboxed. How can you practice that? What does she do? What does her self-care routine look like? What mindfulness practices does she include in her day? You want to feel sexier? That comes within first. Yeah, sure, the cute clothes, the jewelry, right? That's outwardly energy and that sure helps, but it's inwardly. It's like I right now am recording in a sweatshirt, but I put on a little makeup, I put some curls in my hair, and I feel good about that. I'm also drinking some water. So, hey, I am loving that for me today. I want you to love your life. I want you to feel sensual, liberated, and unboxed because that is the mission here on Moms Unboxed, right? So ask yourself, what do I need to do to get there? Journal about it. If, like I said, you need some coaching, girlfriend, you get a hold of me. We can work this out. If you know a mama or a friend out there who is struggling to embody their sensuality, creating good memories, being in the moment, reframing their life, send this episode to them. Perhaps they just need some empowering words to be the catalyst that gets them there. I love you. I hope you're having an amazing week. And don't forget to live a liberated, sensual, and unboxed life. Until the next time, sunshine. Thank you again for listening to Moms Unboxed. Please don't forget to share this episode with all your mommy friends and follow me on Instagram at Moms Unboxed Podcast. Tune in next Thursday for another juicy episode. Until the next time, sunshine.